Well, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a second since I've been over here, but today I'm going to talk about all the fragrances at Sephora that I recommend right now. These are mostly geared toward fall and winter, but not all of them. There are some in here that are more like signature scent worthy, things that you can wear all year round, and also just some of my all-time favorites that I just couldn't help but recommend during the sale because who doesn't love getting a discount? But anyway, let's just get into them. Okay, I'm starting off with the fragrance I think is the most fall specific, and that I just think is the epitome of fall. If you want one fall fragrance, this is the one. It's Angel Share from Kilian. I just think this is one of the best fragrances at Sephora. They don't carry a ton of niche, and I do tend to love niche, but Angel Share is there, and I'm so happy about it. This is sweet and warm and spicy and kind of ooey and gooey, and I think of this kind of as that apple pie scent. I know a lot of people talk about it that way, but I definitely get that. It's a gourmand, it's kind of boozy, but I do find this to still have those kind of perfumed qualities about it, so it doesn't smell totally edible, although lots of edible notes. This has cognac in it, cinnamon, vanilla, there's praline in here, but it also has like a woodiness to it, which I think just kind of grounds it, and I think this just creates all the fall memories. Like if you want a scent to transport you into the fall season, this is it. It's perfect, I think, especially for like November, December, even October, but we're already past that month, so hopefully you've already had it, and if not, it's now the time to get it. Love this scent. I know it's expensive, but I do feel like it's a great quality scent. It's gonna last on you. I get compliments when I wear this. It really has great wear time, and also you don't need a ton of it. This is not one to really spray all around. I don't think you need that much of it to get a lot of impact from it, so definitely one to try out if you have not smelled this before. This is a great fall scent to check out, and maybe a good introduction to niche if you haven't tried some other niche fragrances. Okay, with that, I did want to mention another Kilian fragrance, and I wanted to talk about Princess. I really love Princess. This is one of the scents that I had heard people talk about it, and the marshmallow note that's in here had me very excited, and it is sweet and it's fluffy. It's a little bit powdery as well, but this also has matcha tea in it. It also has some ginger, and I feel like those notes kind of, again, ground this fragrance, and although it's edible and it's yummy, it isn't over the top where you only smell like a snack, and I feel like this is just like an elevated gourmand in a way. It's just so good. I find this cozy and fluffy enough for the fall and winter, although this doesn't have like that much spiciness to it. It doesn't have necessarily a warmth to it, which then makes it also appropriate for other seasons as well. So this definitely could be a signature scent, a year-round scent. I just love it. This doesn't have a ton of projection. I find it more creates like a cloud around you, but it's so good, and it's one of those sweet scents that I feel like you can still take more seriously and wear to work. Not that you can't wear whatever you want to work. I really think do whatever you want, whatever you feel good about. But I do find sometimes, depending on this situation, I kind of want to, you know, adapt what fragrance I'm wearing, and I feel like this one just works for a lot of situations while still letting me wear marshmallow, you know what I mean? Anyway, really love this fragrance, and I wanted to mention that it's in one of the Sephora favorite sets right now, which I'm not always the biggest fan of, or at least I do like to be wary of those sets because they're not always the best deal, especially since they keep going up in price. But the one right now, it's $95, and you get a redeem for this full size, which retails for $150. So already amazing deal there. But if you're shopping now during the sale, it's even more discounted than that. So if this is the one on your list, that set could be a really great way to get this at a great price. Again, not all of the scents you can redeem for are that great, but for this one specifically, it's a great deal. I know Flowerbomb is older, it's not new, it's not shiny, it's not fancy necessarily, but I really love Flowerbomb, and I think it holds up, okay, I really do. It's sweet and spicy. It has a little bit of a vanilla base, lots of florals in there, but they aren't overly floral. Like this still has a sexiness to it that I really like. The patchouli to me adds a spice. It's just so nice. I think this is a great date night. It could be a signature scent for you though also, if that's more your style. And specifically, I feel like that kind of spiciness that comes through in this fragrance helps make it a really nice one for more cold weather. I just really love this. I think there's a nice sweetness that comes through, but it's not overly sweet. It's not overly syrupy. I feel like it has really good performance as well, which is nice, and I gotta shout it out. I really love this fragrance, and if you haven't revisited this one in a while, I always suggest, you know, checking out new fragrances. Our noses change over time, and you might just connect with this one right now. So check it out if you haven't smelled it. I know, again, it's been around, so you probably have, but if you haven't smelled it in a while, it might be nice to revisit and see how you like it now. And you guys know me, I'm pretty picky with the designer scents that I like, so I am always like shocked by how much I truly love that scent. Okay, gotta shout this out. This is the Kayali Silk Santal. This came back in stock recently. Actually, let me check if it's in stock right now. Yeah, it's still in stock, you guys. That makes me think, how many bottles of this did they order when they restocked this? Because we waited a long time for the restock on this fragrance, but for the sale to be going on this long and it's still to be in stock after it was already out of stock a little bit, like, I'm shocked. Definitely want to mention this one. I think this is a really nice, wearable, easy, everyday, again, kind of a signature scent. This is a vanilla-based fragrance, but there's a lot of other stuff going on in here. There's some woody notes. It is kind of sweet and sugary. There's some fruity elements. There's even a little bit of champagne, which I do think gives it a little bit of brightness. And again, it's just a really easy, wearable fragrance. Although maybe fall and winter aren't the best time, like ideal time to wear this, I think this still can be worn as a signature scent, and I think it would hold up perfectly fine in the fall and winter. So I wanted to mention this because it's back in stock, in case you didn't see it, in case you were wanting it, and you could get it at a discount with the sale going on. But also I will mention, I don't know how much of a sale it's gonna go on for Black Friday, but Huda Beauty and also the Kayali website, they're like combined. They do a really great Black Friday sale, so it might be something to keep in mind. And I also have to mention the new fragrance I'm so excited for, and I will be for sure picking that up. I cannot wait. I'm like so excited for the new Kayali launch. All right, keeping it moving, you guys knew, I think you probably would know. Of course I gotta mention By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. I love this fragrance, okay? It is so good to me. It combines some of those sweet and vanilla elements, but it's very woody, it's smoky, it's just a little deeper, and this is one, again, so fall. Perfect for this time of year. It's just so cozy. I have so many scent memories tied to this, and I mention it all the time, but me and my husband both wear this scent, and I truly think any fragrance is unisex. You can wear whatever you want, okay? Wear whatever you like. Whatever makes you feel good, whatever you think smells good, wear it, rock it with confidence, and enjoy it. That is the best way to live your life, but this definitely falls into that like unisex category, but it has a nice sweetness to it. It's just so good. You definitely need to be okay with something smoky, but if you've smelled this in the past and it was too smoky for you and you've kind of been on your fragrance journey, I definitely suggest checking this one out again, because you might like it now, because I didn't like this necessarily initially. I was like, it smells like I'm camping, what the hell's going on? But with time I was able to really smell that sweetness as it came through, and I love this. Like, this is fall to me. I wanted to throw the new Glossier perfumes in here. Just if you haven't smelled them, I think they're definitely worth a sniff at least. This is You Doux, and I would say this is my favorite out of the Yous for now, like the Glossier You line. It sounds so weird when I'm saying it. And I had a lot of people asking me actually when I talked about this, if this was similar to Juliet Has a Gun Sunny Side Up, because you guys know I love that fragrance. It's so good. And I actually didn't initially think of them as that similar, but I get where that's coming from. There's kind of this beautiful softness to this fragrance. I also find that there's a cologniness to this, which adds a very unisex element, almost kind of a masculine lean to this. And maybe because this doesn't have coconut in it like the Juliet Has a Gun, I don't know if that's something making it different. I don't know. I just didn't think of them initially as similar, and I'd still think of them differently, but I can see how they could be related. So if you like Juliet Has a Gun Sunny Side Up, this might be one to check out. This also has a little more, I think, spiciness maybe to it as well to me. So definitely a great fragrance. And I also really love the price point on these. I know perfumes are they're just so expensive, and I feel like they keep going up and up, but this is a more approachable price point, and again, with the sale, you can definitely save some money on it. The other Glossier fragrance, this one's You Rêve. Definitely different, but it has that kind of Glossier DNA running through it, so kind of that muskiness. Although this one has a little more sweetness to it, there's a buttercream note in here and also some more fruity touches. I don't find this to be overly sweet in any way, and I don't know if I would place that there's buttercream in this without knowing the notes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not smelling this like, buttercream. Like, it's not like that at all. But nonetheless, it's still really good. I like the way the base is. It has ambroxan in it, which is just a note I really enjoy, and I find that to be really addictive in fragrances. So I definitely pick up on that and really love the way that this dries down. But to paint it best, I really find this to be like a nice perfumed version of like a lip smacker lip balm. I don't know, like a fruity one. This has plum in it, and it does smell like a darker kind of fruit, but again, still has some sandalwood in it, still has the ambroxan. It has that kind of perfumey, musky scent to it as well. So definitely one to check out. I think the person who's gonna love this one's gonna be a little bit more specific, but for the person who loves it, they're really gonna love it. All right, I can't not mention Vanilla Skin. If you guys are on my other channel, and if you don't know, I have a beauty channel, but I did a sale recommendation video over there, which was super long. So if you're looking for other beauty recommendations that aren't in the fragrance category, it might be a good video for you to check out. But I did mention a few fragrances in there, and Vanilla Skin was for sure in there. And this guy's empty, okay? okay? I already repurchased. As soon as the sale hit, I was like, this is in my cart immediately. I really love the EDP of Vanilla Skin. I think it smells so good. It's airy, it's sweet, it's woody. To me, it's basically a perfect vanilla scent in that it is all the things I want, but again, I feel like it works for all occasions. If I just want to like hang out and chill, it works for that. If I wanted to wear this out and about, it works for that. People love this. The sillage is so great on this. The way that this carries on the wind is really sweet and kind of marshmallowy. I almost get kind of a slightly toasted marshmallow. I don't want to say burnt because I don't think that this has smoky elements to it, which is interesting because I do get a little bit more of that richness and smokiness from the body mist. I do find these to be a little bit different of a wear, and I do think I prefer the EDP at this point. I mean, again, it's freaking gone. Like, I don't even know how I went through this that fast. I just love it. Highly recommend it. If you've been thinking about it, it could be a good time to pick up during the sale. I don't know what Phlur is going to do for Black Friday though, so depending on what your discount is, it might be worth just buying from their website. I'm hoping they'll do at least 20% off. But again, the body mist is nice as well. I do find this to be just a little bit thicker, a little bit more creamy, almost like melted ice cream in a way to me. And I find on my skin, it does kind of add just the tiniest bit of a smokiness. I don't want that to scare you by any means, but there is something like that going on in this fragrance. Maybe it's the pink pepper, I'm not really sure, but really, really love this scent just in general. And if you're someone who loves vanilla, I definitely think it's one to check out. Okay, another kind of vanilla perfume. This technically doesn't have like vanilla. It has vanilla orchid in it, but it also has marshmallow. This is Brown Girl Jane's Casablanca. And I think one of the best ways I can describe this is the more fall, and I don't want to say grown up, but I just mean maybe a little bit more complicated version of Ariana Grande's Cloud, at least to me. I don't know. Let me know if you've smelled this, if you kind of get that comparison, but this does have a leather note in it. It has some saffron in it, and I feel like those notes really help to make this more appropriate for colder weather. It really deepens it in such a nice way, but it's nice and sweet as well because again, it has marshmallow in it. There's some cardamom, a little bit of spice, but not overly spicy by any means. There's also a little bit of incense in here too. So again, I just find those things really help make it feel more bodied than I feel like Ariana Grande Cloud is. And I really feel like that incense, the leather, which is like a suede leather, so it's not overly like animalic and kind of like harsh. It's not a hard leather. It's more like a new car kind of smell, especially when it mixes with the saffron, because I can get something kind of leathery and suede from saffron itself. Those notes together with the sweetness that comes through with the marshmallow, which make it a little fluffier, which kind of lighten the mood a little bit. I just think it makes it a perfect sweet scent that still can withstand the cold without being overly warm. And again, you could wear this all year round, don't get me wrong, but I just think those make it a little bit more cozy. And if you're a fan of Ariana Grande Cloud and you want something in that vein but different, it might be one to check out. I think this also has some nice wear time on it as well, so definitely a great one from Brown Girl Jane. Okay, you knew this one was coming. I have to mention Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit. I just love this one, okay? This is such a good gourmand. It's slightly spicy. It has the ginger, but it also has cinnamon and nutmeg in it. But I feel like there's this translucency about this fragrance that I really love, and I find makes it super wearable and not over the top. So if you're like, again, don't want something thick and edible, this is really nice. It's almost kind of showery. I mean, if you think of Jo Malone as a house in general, they tend to do more of those cologne fragrances. I would say their house overall is a little bit like lighter. That's how I think of it. And I feel like this makes sense. Like this is the gourmand that Jo Malone would come out with. I honestly want to see way more. It's just super great. There's vanilla, there's caramel, there's hazelnut in here. The caramel isn't stinky though. It's just a good one. It's like a clean smelling gourmand to me too. Again, you don't feel like you dipped yourself in syrup or something where you're gonna be like sticky to the touch. You feel like just clean, sweet, nice skin, and it has kind of that holiday flair to it with those spices. So definitely suggest this one. It really does smell like a realistic ginger biscuit, and I highly recommend it. I'm so glad it was brought back this year. If you didn't catch it last year, now is the time. So good. All right, last couple of fragrances. I don't always get on the most with cherry. There's some I like out there, but one of my favorites with cherry, and one that kind of grew on me after the fact, is the YSL Black Opium Over Red. You might already have this because this thing was so hyped last year. Oh my gosh. So if you do, bust it out, baby. This has that kind of vanilla, coffee, and patchouli base, but I don't find the patchouli to be too much. I mean, I will say if you just like hate Black Opium, maybe it isn't the one for you, but I feel like they combined the cherry with this really nicely, and I actually almost pick up like a waxiness from this fragrance. So I get like the best cherry chapstick, like the best cherry chapstick. It's not overly syrupy. I feel like sometimes cherry is just I don't know. I don't always love it. Like I said, kind of cough syrup. It can go medicinal. It can kind of go bad to me, but I find this one is just nice and smooth. And again, that kind of like almost waxiness that I pick up just helps kind of keep it nice and smooth and like a little more tame for myself. But at the same time, undoubtedly, it is a cherry fragrance. So might be one to check out if you're looking for something cherry. I think this is another one that's great for like date night or like nighttime, that type of thing. I'll admit it, Overred's pretty good. I like this one. Last two fragrances I have here are body mist. I know this isn't appropriate really for this season right now, but I don't care. I love this scent from Ouai. This is the St. Barts body mist. I just love this, and I still use the shower products, the scrub. I just actually finished up the shower gel, and I just feel like if you are wanting an escape from the cold weather, you want to transport yourself on vacation a little bit, this might be the one to check out. It really is that perfect tropical vacation scent to me, where it is undoubtedly tropical and beachy, but it's also not overly a caricature of that scent either. Like, it still smells refined. It still smells like a fragrance. Like, I think that's a hard balance. Some fragrances you're like, that's vacation, but also it's so specific to vacation that like you're not gonna wear it any other time. And I feel like they've just struck a great balance with this one. So I won't go on and on, but I love this scent. And if you haven't smelled it, go smell any of the St. Barts products from Ouai. They are so good. All right, and last body mist here. This one kind of snuck in on me the last minute. I was excited for these body mists from LoveShackFancy when they first launched, but they are kind of expensive, so I wasn't gonna just go out and buy the full sizes of all of them off the bat, and I feel like my Sephora stores didn't have them for a while. Like, it was a whole thing. So when I saw that they had a holiday set of 3 of them, I was like, okay, this is my moment. It's gonna be one of the more affordable times for me to get these. And by far my favorite one, and the one I really suggest, and I would say don't get that set if you're just buying it for yourself, just get Sugar Blush, okay? This smells to me basically exactly like Boardwalk Delight from Skylar. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is the same scent. Like, I'm telling you, as soon as I sprayed it, I was like, oh, I know this. This is Boardwalk Delight. And if you guys don't know, I love that scent. It's so good. I love the body mist of that scent too. But as much as all of these body mists are so expensive, that one is very expensive for how small it is. It's $30. And although the LoveShackFancy is also expensive at like $42 for the full size, you get like 8 ounces of product, and I think you only get like 3 in the Skylar. So the value is definitely here. I think the packaging is so cute. I really don't have anything else to say besides this smells like that kind of cotton candy, sweet, airy, a little bit clean, and even a little bit of that coconut milk, although that's not in here. This is more like berries and stuff. Let me read you the notes. Okay, not berries. Passion fruit, violet rose, vanilla sugar, sandalwood. Tell me why this smells like almost a berries and cream cotton candy, but again, so similar to Boardwalk Delight. Highly recommend this if you like that scent or you want something that's just like so girly. I don't know. I love this. I've been loving wearing this, and I'm gonna shout it out every time because as much as this is again expensive, the sprayer, you could spray for days without getting interrupted. And if you've been buying some of these body mists, these new ones, the sprayers are wonky, okay? They're leaking on us, they're getting in our nails, they're getting on our fingers, we're tasting them later. I don't know, is that just me? I don't think so. If you like to get a cloud going, if you like to spray down, then this sprayer is the one for you. So I wanted to mention this. I've really been loving it. And again, if you're a fan of Boardwalk Delight, it might be something to check out. I don't feel like I get a ton of wear time. It is just a body mist, but for just hanging around the house after the shower, a little daily pick-me-up, amazing. Love this. So those are all my recommendations for the Sephora sale. I'm sure not many of these came as a surprise. I know sometimes I feel like a broken record, but I want to recommend the things I'm actually using to you guys. And so I hope this was helpful if you were looking to pick up a perfume. I'd love to know what you're picking up though, what fragrances you maybe recommend to me. And I'm excited. I have a ton of gourmands to talk about, so that'll probably be a video coming soon. But anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.